It is an honor me to see you all here today. Before start the Dhamma preaching, my memories go for a story which written in the great character who started this Buddhist Mahavihara. With the permission to say the name, Most Venerable Kirinde Dhammananda Mahanayaka Thera, the later chief. In his book he writes, I have read this when I was an undergraduate. He writes, once I started my Dhamma preaching, very beginning, I went far from my temple, maybe far from here. He didn't mention the city. Once I go there, only one person who came to listen my Dhamma talk. But didn't you see I saw all the devas came to listen I felt that. There are a lot of, even though one human being, I saw many devas who came to listen my Dhamma talk. So I think he is the most, how do we tell it? For the whole history, I think he's the one and only person who had a lot of followers. I think so, in the whole world. I heard that lots of people came to listen his Dhamma talks, but he started with the one person. That's always encouraged me in my life. So as a beginner, I think that I really respect and thank you very much for coming here to encourage me as a beginner. All right, so today we have a different topic, which is really interesting. I think more interesting this for the men, because we are talking about the ethics of the women. Really? All right. However, ethics for a family life, woman's view. Okay. Before going to the topic, as females, once we see our history, okay, once we look in for our history, we have identified many changes we can see in our history. For example, in one period, people were really misogynist. For example, in Indian society, once Buddha became the Buddha, the society was really rejecting the female. Okay, the fathers felt, the family members felt that if you have a girl child, it's a big problem for the family. Sometimes, for example, still in the society, once you got a baby girl, the father and mother thinks that I have a big responsibility with me. Okay, that's mean girl child have to look after very well until I'm giving the permission her to have a marriage life. So these things, once we see the past of our life, so different kind of periods we have across. Sometimes we felt as misogynist, sometimes we had, as only duties we have to do, no obligations. Sometimes we felt like that. However, now we are in 20th century. So most of the problems have solved from the ancient people. For example, women didn't have freedom for the religion. So from the Buddhist dispensation, we got a lot of religious freedom as female. You can see an example in your eyes now. So I enjoy my life really to being as a Buddhist nun. That's mean we have a lot of freedom now. So once she introducing me, she told that I did my education. That's mean as a Buddhist nun, we have more freedom to do the education as well. So what about the lay people? They have more freedom than us. That's mean now almostly the women or girl or female, every word we can use, all are mostly free. Now they are very really established and they are really good and smart now. Okay, so once we born, we know that when we talk very openly, we know that in once we become 13 years like that, we know that changes will come in our body. Okay, it's very natural. Biologically, we know that one day we want to go for a marriage life and we have to have babies. That's very normal in our biologically. So these things we knew once we gradually become elder. 13 years, we understand that. Some changes coming. I'm going to be a big girl now. And when we are having 18 plus, 19 plus, like that, the changes coming with the hormones. Okay, now I'm looking for a person to get married. My feelings are different, like that. Okay, so mostly the girl child life is under the father, then under the brothers, then under the husband, finally under the sons. Is that so? Is that true? It was true in past, but presently, most of the time, the females are really independent, isn't it? Now they can manage their life. Okay. Ethic for a family life, woman view. Okay, so today, here, I'm going to preach about what are the ethics that women have to follow to have a good family life. For a good family life. Spending a family life is not a problem, isn't it? It's not a big stuff. But having a good family life is a challenge, isn't it? I don't know, you know, because I didn't have any family life. So I can't, I don't have experience. But however, I know that having a good family life is a big challenge. Big stuff. So how the Buddha emphasized what are the code of ethics that we can use to have a good family life. All right, what is a family? Who include into the family? Most of the thing we are thinking that father, mother, children, isn't it? Or husband and wife is a one family. That's what we are thinking. But you know, the Buddha always emphasized that family is a combination. What kind of combination? Father's side and mother's side. All the in-laws once together, that is a life. That is a family. Okay, for example, children are with the grandparents. Grandparents, mother's mother, father's mother, they all also include into the family. That's mean family is not a very small thing. Every relatives, relations, they all include in for a family. Okay, so before I know that there are a lot of, few parents here who have daughters. You have a daughter. She have 2 daughters. And I think now you have 3 daughters, including me. Okay. So you have daughters. Okay. Now, how do you feel once you have a daughter? Responsibility, yeah. Than having a son, yeah. So, how do you feel? You have 2, 3.
Personally, I feel the daughters will do much better.
That's what my mother was always saying. Okay. Always. No worries. Okay, that's mean having a daughter is a blessing. That's always saying that, because not that I'm saying that having a son is keep you a hell, okay? No, having a daughter is a blessing for family. Why Buddha says that? One day, I'm telling you a nice story. There was a king, King Kosala, isn't it? Okay, he was a big king, handling a lot of cities. He came to listen to the Dhamma in Jetavanarama and was listening to the Dhamma. At that time, one servant of his came and give him a message. Then the king's face was changed. Do you know the reason? He was smiling and listened to the Dhamma. Once he got the information, the face was changed. The Buddha knew what is that, but Buddha asked, why king? What happened? Then the king said, oh, dear Buddha, my wife got a baby girl. Okay, my wife got a baby girl. Wow, what a nice news. Why you got upset? Because the face was changed. No, I was think as a king, I think that if I got a son, is better than getting a baby girl. Because, we have to rule the country, and I think that girl is not capable to do that. Okay, at that time, Buddha mentioned, it's in a D2 Sutra. D2 Sutra, it says that, there are females who are doing better than men, who is virtuous, who is always practicing morality, and who is always practicing wisdom, and who always practicing charity, can be better than a man. So don't be upset. One day, your daughter will rule our country better than you. That was Buddha's advice. So now we know that. Not like previously, now almost now the females are really established. And why still almost the time, I'm doing counseling here. So 99% of female are coming to see me. 99% of every day I have appointments, most of them are female. So one day, I got a nice girl and I had a nice chat with her. So before having the counseling, I was having a friendly conversation with her. So I said, are you married? Do you think that if I'm not married, I will come to see you? Do you think that? I came to see you because I'm married. Okay? So that is the 99% of people coming to see me for a married matters, actually. So it's so honor me to here to preach ethic for a family life, good family life in woman's view. All right. Have you seen this person before? This is Vishaka, the great female supporter. The great female supporter. I haven't seen her, but I think she looks like this person. Okay? All right. All right. The Vishaka, the great family supporter. She born in a millionaire's family. Her father was a millionaire and she was really beautiful, with good heart. When she was 7 years old, the Buddha visited their family and done a Dhamma preaching. And she was quite developed by her wisdom. Okay? And finally, she is very good with the people, with the social work. Everybody loves her a lot. Then once she gradually become elder person, in her young age, parents want to make a good marriage with her. One day, one businessman saw her and thought that if I can have this lady as my son's wife, that would be good. She's pretty, she's good in her heart. So the Purnavardhana is the husband of the Vishaka. They got married. Million Migara's son, Purnavardhana, married Vishaka. The day before marriage, the Vishaka met her father. Okay, met her father because father wanted to give some advice to the Vishaka before get married. Father thought that I have an excellent daughter. I want to see these good qualities. I want to see this beauty after she get married also. So I must give some advice for Vishaka. All right. The first one was, I'm telling you the advisors. There were 10 advisors. The first one was, a wife should not criticize her husband and parents-in-law in front of other people. Neither should their weaknesses or household quarrels be reported elsewhere. That means don't blame your husband or the in-laws in front of the society, in front of the other people. That was the first advice given by Vishaka's father. The second one is, a wife should not listen to the stories or reports of other householders. Don't listen to unwanted things which said by the other people. Don't give your fire to outside. Don't take fire from the outside to your house. That's the simple meaning of these 2 advices. Okay, the third one, things should be lent to those who return them. Please give the things, the one who can return that. And things should not be lent to those who do not return them. Don't give anything the people who never return it. Okay? All right. The fifth one, poor relatives and friends should be helped even if they do not repay. Please help all the poor relatives. Doesn't matter that they can repay or not. Just care all the poor relatives. All right. The next one, a wife should sit gracefully on seeing her parents-in-law or husband, she should respect them by raising from her seat. That's mean just pay respect to the elders, what we are practicing in our day-to-day life. Once we see, for example, now when a reverend or the chief monk is coming, I raise from my seat. Why? Because I respect them. Once you see an elder person coming, you automatically stand up. Why? You are paying your respect to the elders. That's very similar for this. The father advised to the Vishaka, once you see your husband, once you see your husband's relatives, pay their respect. Okay. What the hidden advice of this? The hidden advice is, if you want the respect, you have to earn the respect. Isn't it? When you pay the respect to the others, then definitely others will respect you automatically. That's the thing we cannot see from these modern girls. They don't know how to pay the respect, either learn the respect from others. All right, the next one. Before taking her food, a wife should first see that her parents-in-law and the husband and the servant and husband and served. That means my relatives, my in-laws, my husband, do they had their lunch or do they had their breakfast, like that? She have to look after them very carefully. And she should also make sure that servants are well cared for. I mean, paying kindness to everybody in house. It doesn't matter, there are servants who helping you the things in house, you have to care them very well. The next one. Before going to sleep, a wife should see that all doors are closed. Furniture, this can be very primary things, can be very primary things, but the hidden advice is different. What we are using on present time also. Servants have performed their duties and the parents-in-law have retired. As a rule, a wife should rise early in the morning unless she is sick. She should not sleep during the day. Okay, we'll see what is this father saying. For example, once we go to the home, we are looking for whom? For example, if I go my home, I'm opening the door saying, Amma, mother, because we are looking for the mother every time. Why? That's not saying that we don't care for others, because we know that all the caring things, all the duties doing by mothers. The father and mother having two different characters, two different moods, two different abilities. They are different. That's not saying that we don't want fathers. We need both. We need both to have this collaboration. I mean, for the mother and father's collaboration always success the family in different way. All right. That's why the Vishaka's father gave this advice. Once you at your home, you get up in the morning and look after everybody and do the household activities. Still, you are like that, no? I mean, every mother wake up in the morning, cooking for the children, cooking for the husband, doing all the household things. That is very normal thing. Even we are thinking, I'm the one and only person doing it. Why my husband cannot do that? Husband also can cook like that, no? Yes, can. But that's your responsibility. We knew that before get married, I have to treat my husband and children. That's the role model. That's your kindness. Isn't it? Okay. The 9th one, her parents-in-law and husband should be treated very carefully. Very carefully. Why is this rule, this advice given by Vishaka's father? Most of the time, we don't care the people. That's why Buddha always saying, before you talk, think twice. Before you talk, think twice. Is it good to say? If you say something, we can't take it back. So that's why you have to be very careful once you having a connection with the people, connection with the relatives. And finally, her parents-in-law and husband should be given the respect just like the worshipping people. These are really primary things the Vishaka's father gave. But Buddha's advices was different. So I just go through this character because once she got these advices from the father and she went back to the husband's house. So can she do something wrong? Can? No, because always her mind keeps what my father taught me, what my father advised me before come here. And also the Vishaka, the important thing is once Vishaka go his in-laws house, the all in-laws are following Nigantanatha Putra, not Buddhism. Okay? Nigantanatha Putra. Did she get angry? So I was following the Buddhism and I listened to the Buddhism from my small age. Oh my God, what is this marriage? These people are worshipping to these naked people, isn't it? Did she thought like that? No. She was very smart and she didn't make any quarrel in the house. She invited the Buddha and the relative and the venerables to the home and started the Dhamma preaching. Then automatically her husband, while listening to the Dhamma, become Buddhist. But it was really hard for her to convert her father-in-law, Migara, the millionaire. He was really tough. And finally, one day, the Vishaka asked from the father-in-law, "Father-in-law, can you do me a favor?" "Yeah, what is that?" "I like to have almsgiving in my home. I will invite to the Buddha and reverence. You invite all the Nigantas. Is it okay?" Okay. You do as you're following, I do as I follow. They all came together. Then they were in two sides. Now the Buddha was preaching and doing the almsgiving. Nigantas were really have different kind of way they eat and way they, behaviors. Okay? So while comparing these two, the Migaravas understand what is the right thing. The Buddha was really silent and having a good manners and preaching the things to the understandable way. But Nigantas, they just came and put all the food to the floor and ate from the floor and went back. So Migara was worshipping to the daughter-in-law. One day he worshipped to the daughter-in-law and said, "Thank you very much, my daughter. Today onwards, I am giving you a title." Which kind of title? You are the Migara Mata. That means mother of millionaire of Migara. Now think, if she starts a quarrel at house, they will give a title to her. Oh my God, he Vadakabari. isn't it? Always making, if she tried to make a quarrel inside the house, oh, you are following the Niganta, I am following the Buddhism, we can't stay together like that. Presently the girls will do like that. But Vishaka always use her wisdom. Finally, Vishaka become the great female supporter in our Buddhist dispensation, and she was the pioneer for the Purvaramaya, the founder of the Purvaramaya. She had a big ornament, I mean the gold ornament. She sold that and established, built the Purvaramaya for the Buddha. See how the things, as a lady, she was really smart. Yeah, monastery. She made a monastery for the Buddha and the reverence. As well as the Vishaka was the great support, female supporter. He gave every reverend, those who become monks, he asked permission from the Buddha, can I give the first robe to the every monk who take the monkhood? She did it every day. She came to the monastery and see how many people become monks today, and offer a robe to offer the first robe for the every monk. See how she done lot of meritorial deeds. And one day, she went to the Buddha, and by seeing her, Buddha started the Dhamma preaching. And Buddha said, "O Vishaka, there are 8 qualities in a woman that brings her welfare and happiness in the world and next life." There are 8 qualities that every female, if they use that ethics, they can have a happy family life, and also they can have a happy life their own, as well as it's for the mundane and super mundane life. The first one is, Vishaka, a woman does her work well. The woman who do her work well, that means always concerning about the priorities and capabilities. Woman who doing the household, it doesn't matter, office work, any kind of work. If you are doing well, and she managed the servant, he managed all the things in the household, or servants and everybody, and the female who respect her husband well. As I taught you earlier, the respect is earning from yourself. If you respect to your husband, automatically husband will respect you. But there is another thing also. Sometimes she might question by me. I know the way she looks me, I suddenly got it, definitely she will question from me this. There are people, even though we are paying lots of respect, but they never appreciate us. They never respect us back. So is it okay to pay respect to those kind of people? Is it okay? Yeah, because doesn't matter what they tell, how they treat you. Don't break your qualities. Show your politeness. Show your kindness to others. It's okay, whatever they are doing. Every action have a reaction. What they cultivate, they will take. What we are cultivate, we will take for ourselves. Okay? That's why Buddha always saying that, please respect to your husband. And also, she guards his wealth. There are wives who always vanish all the money of the husband. But if you want to have a happy marriage life, the one ethic is, guard the husband's wealth. guard the things that you earn. That would be very good for your family. And also, again, the Buddha advised to the Vishaka, a woman has confidence. What do you mean by confidence? Saddha, the confidence. The woman have saddha, the confidence for the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Isn't it? The Buddha doctrine and towards the venerables who have the confidence. She can have a nice life in this life as well as the rebirth also. And the women who are really virtuous, Sila, who always respect to the morality, can have a good family life. And also the woman who always practice charity, chaga, always like to give, can have a good family life. And also the lady who always practice in wisdom, who always having good mind with the wisdom, can have a good family life in their own. So these 4 things are really important to have a, to have a good family life in yourself, especially for the ladies, to control their own. For example, the lady who unable to control the speech, lady who unable to control the mind, lady who unable to control the physical action, is really dangerous for themselves, because controlling our mind, body and verbal is the primary morality in Buddhism. For example, verbal, the lady who saying lies, lady always talking unnecessary things, can manage the house well, can have a good household life, can have a family in good way? No, never. Because all the bad things will come to your family once you say lies, once you are talking unnecessary things in the house. It's not suitable for a good family. And also, again here saying that your mind, always control your mind. Maybe in your mind can have lots of things. For example, you are not satisfied with your husband, you want to have another husband. So it is a wrong thing. It is a wrong thing. So maybe you will have extramarital affairs in your family life. Then what happened to the children? What happened to the family life? So it's a big problem. That's why Buddha always saying, keep your virtuous, always be mindfulness and always maintain your morality every time. Okay, so now Vishaka's stories end. So finally Vishaka died in 120 years. After 120 years, she came to the Buddha and asked, I'm still alive, why my granddaughter's dying? 120 years? The Buddha said, the one who did lot of meritorious deeds can have long life. The long life given you to do more good things in your life. That's what Buddha's advice. You know, in Saptabharya Sutra, in Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha explained there are 7 kind of wives. How many? 7 kind of wives. Okay, the first one is Vadaka Bharya. That's mean the distractive wife. This wife always making problems and always disturbing to the family life and doing unnecessary things. So Buddha said, avoid these kind of wives. Vadaka Bharya, always making problems and always giving pains to the children and husband. So avoid these kind of characters. Ladies have to think, I don't want to be a Vadaka. I don't want to be a destructive wife. I want that they have to maintain good qualities within them. And the second one is Chora Bharya, thief wife. Thief wife, we call it. Okay? That's mean the wife who always steal husband's wealth and doing unnecessary things. So avoid these kind of qualities if you want to have a good family life. And the third one is Swami Bharya, the mistress wife, not doing anything at the house, household things, and just staying as the first lady in the house. All things have to do by others. I'm not going to do, I'm the queen of this palace. Then every other people have to do the work. Very definitely, these kind of wives never get good family life. Fourth one, Mathu Bharya, motherly wife who cares the family just like a mother. Always care husband, always care the family things, the children and everybody. The Buddha always advised to avoid first three wives. And the fourth one was Mathu Bharya. And the fifth one is Bhagini Bharya. That means just like a wife, sister. Can share, no? Can share anything, can have good conversation between each other. And also the sixth one is Sakhi Bharya, friendly wife, who always understand the husband very well, who always support for the husband every time, who always support to the family, children equally to success their life. Okay? Finally, it said, Dasi Bharya, just like a slave wife, always doing everything at home and doing all the work and the cares children, helping to the husband. You know why Buddha preached this story? One day, Buddha went to the Anathapindika's house. You know the Anathapindika, great male supporter. One day Buddha went to the Anathapindika's house and had a big noise at that house. Anathapindika's daughter-in-law was Sujata. Anathapindika's daughter-in-law was Sujata, and she makes big noise, big problem inside the house because she has some quarrel with the mother-in-law, having problem with the mother-in-law. Then Buddha heard this. Buddha asked from the Anathapindika, what is that sound? Oh, I'm sorry, Buddha, my daughter-in-law always having problems with the mother-in-law. Then all the time in this house have lot of noise. Okay. Ask her to come. Then both of them went to see the Buddha. And Buddha asked, Sujata, how are you? I'm good, but unhappy in this house. Why? My husband, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law always disturbing me. All right. We'll see who's disturbing you. And Buddha started to preach this Saptabharya Sutta. Finally, after preaching about these 7 wives, Buddha asked, Sujata, now who are you from these 7? Sujata, now who are you from these 7? Then Sujata was looking at the Buddha and said, I was the first 3. Okay? I was the first 3. Vadaka, Chora and Swami. So that's why always this house had lot of problems. today noise, that's the thing, lot of noise. Today onwards, I'm going to follow the last 4. Then I'm pretty sure that in this house, no more noise or no more problems. So that's why always Buddha advise us. The family and the children always having the hand with the mother. There is a nice saying in a book, the world is under the ruler's hand and the hand which is pawing, caught. What do you call the caught? Babysitting caught? Rocking. Yeah. That's in a nice book. It's a saying by one philosopher. All the world is under these 2 hands. The one hand is the ruler. Who rules the world is the one who always controlling and managing the world. The other hand, whose hand? The mother's hand. Or the mother hand is always keeping the family in a particular good position. So that's why Buddha advised female. Sometimes you might think that, why always ask female to be patient? Why always ask female to be tolerant? Why male cannot do that? Have to, but we have to do more. Because our nature is like that. It's good that you can be smart. It's really good, to be smart. But in a certain limitations, because actually I don't want to say it limitations. There are certain things that we have to control our own self to success the family life. For example, my mother worked before we born, okay, and she cannot continue that because 4 of us inside the house. Who will care my children? Then my mother didn't ask father to stay home and I will work, you look after children. Can he do that? No, because the capacity is different. Always mother who have the capacity to care the things, care the children. And children also always looking at the mother. I want to stay with my mother like that. That's the tolerance. That we have to sacrifice for our life, because we know that once we born as a girl child, one day we have to marry, and one day definitely we will have children. So there are different kind of sacrifices we have to do to have a successful family life in our life. And also in Singalovada Sutta, it's mentioned husband and wives, how a wife should treat her husband. All these are ethics actually to have a good family life by proper organizing the household things, by being hospitable to in-laws and treating household workers well, by being faithful to him. This is really important, being faithful to not only him but also all the family members, by helping to preserve the family wealth, and also by being skillful and diligent in her duties. Now for a moment think, if you get rid from these kind of things, definitely you will have a problem. Normally we get problems because we are not doing these kind of primary duties. Then the problems occur. So that's why Buddha always preaching that, keep that in your mind. Everybody in this world have rights and obligations both. When you keep this both in your mind, none of the problems will occur in your life. So, in Buddhism, actually, the Buddha gave standard level to the female, actually, very good position to the female. For example, the Buddha preached in Sanguttara Nikaya, Mata Mittam Sake Ghare. The mother is the friend at home. The mother is the one who always connecting everybody with each other. For example, I never said anything to my father. If I want something, I definitely, when I was very small, I'm asking from my mother. I never go to my father, I said, I want this. We are going through the mother, no? First we say to the mother, then mother will have a conversation with the father. That's how the family always building up. Mata yata niyam puttam ayusa eka putta manurakke. In Karaniya Metta Sutra it said, you had to spread the loving kindness just like the mother safeguard her only child. For see the compare this, how Buddha compare with the metta. That's mean the Buddha always preaching that the mother who have the most powerful loving kindness in the world, always spreading with the family, always spreading with the husband, and the mother who sacrifice her own life to the whole family. And also Buddha again said the mother is the Buddha at home. Always in Sri Lanka we always said the mother is just like a person who will be the next Buddha. We said that. For example, none of the person can do this. The one giving a birth to the child and giving milk to the child, it's difficult thing actually. Having a baby is, I think, so difficult. Giving a birth to the child is, I think, the most difficult thing is this world. That's doing by a lady. That's doing by a mother. So that's why Buddha always empathize. Buddho via mata. That's mean the mother is the Buddha at the home. And also, she wishes only children's happiness. Always, if you want to have a good family life, wish your husband, wish your children. Doesn't matter what you feel. Sometimes you feel, oh, these people always, they are not, I'm doing these kind of things to the family, but they never appreciate me. Always blaming me. But the mother always, even though what she gets, she always blessing to the husband and the children. And also, again says, the wife is the noble friend of the husband. Don't look at any friend from the outside. The good friend and trust friend is inside your house. If you have a husband, if you have children, if you have wife, these are the good friends in your life. Nobody else can be this kind of trustworthy friend to your life. Okay? So always exchange, communicate with your family members to have, and we know that none of the family always having a good, beautiful path. Problems are there, up and downs are there. Sometimes, sometimes you will have appreciation, sometimes you have blames. Sometimes you will have wealth, enough wealth, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you will have good, good situation in family, sometimes you not. That's the reality. But if you can talk with everybody, once you have a problem, talk with the people. If you have a problem with your husband, talk with them. If you have a problem with your wife, talk with her. And if you have any kind of problem with your children, first talk with them. That's give you a good resource. rather than having fights, rather than having arguments, rather than having separations. You can talk with each other and can manage the things. Every problem have a solution. Very definitely in this world, every problem have a solution. And also in Patama Samvasa Sutra, Buddha explained, the female always respect to the 5 precepts. The female always, the woman always respect to the 5 precepts is just like a goddess. Just like a goddess. The woman who never kill, the woman who never steal, the woman who never do the sexual misconduct, the woman who never lie, and woman who never take intoxicant. Just like a goddess, very virtuous person. You know, this person have a big power. Big power. From my experience, I know that if you are virtuous, once you never get a problem, because you know that you didn't do anything wrong in your life. It's automatically written for you as a good deed. So Buddha advised to have a good marriage life, to be a good wife, to be a good mother. These ethics you should follow. If you follow these kind of good ethics, definitely your house will be a temple. Your house will be a temple. No problems, no arguments, no noise. That means you understand everyone, each and everyone. You understand your husband, you understand your children. That is really nice for you. Rather than having a miserable life, having a peaceful life is good, isn't it? So talk with the people if you have any kind of problem. And also, my advice to the young girls is, before go for a marriage, choose the right person. That will be leads you for that is a major thing. That is the very first thing. Before you go for a marriage, choose the right person. Then sometimes you will think this is right person and go for a marriage. Then you will understand these kind of things are not suitable. Once you have the children, your qualities and children qualities also are not equal. There will be problems. But try to solve the problem. Be patient. And also sacrificing is the very first thing. Because we are going to stay with the people who have lots of mistakes. If anybody never make a mistake, that means all are arahants. All are arahants. So we are not. That means we make mistakes. Okay, then we should have the power. We should have the power to bear others' mistakes also. So the Buddha always advised to have a good family lives. The females should always be patient and understand the duties and obligations, and always be tolerant. And always keep that in your mind, that I am a female. That's the thing the Buddha always advised us. So I hope that you have get some information, you have learned something to your life, about how we can spend a good family life. And in woman view, how female have to control their self, not only for the family life, but also to have a good life, mundane and super mundane life. The very first thing is you should be virtuous. Once you are really respect to the 5 precepts, That's no problem. All this sort out from these 5 precepts. So keep that in your mind. I hope that you learned something from this Dhamma preaching. So I took 1.5 hours here. So thank you very much for coming here, and we would like to grant all the merits to the God who protect us. We will transfer for the merits for the God. May they attend to the Nibbana. May they protect us always. And follow me. We will chant a stanza and transfer merit to the God. Ittavataj ammi sambitam punya sampadang sabbi devanumodantu sambha sampatti siddhya. Ittavataj ammi sambitam punya sampadang sabbi bhutanumodantu sambha sampatti siddhya. Ittavataj ammi sambitam punya sampadam sabbi sattanumodantu sambha sampatti siddhya. Say 3 times sadhu. And also I would like to transfer this merit, the great character who built out this temple, later chief, with the permission to say the name, Most Reverend Kirinde Dhammananda Mahathera. May he attend to the Nibbana with the power of all these merits. Say 3 times sadhu. And also, I would like to transfer all these merits as a blessing to the present chief who give the permission to conduct a Dhamma preaching in Buddhist Mahavihara, Malaysia, and all the residental monks who staying here. May they be well, happy and peaceful. May they have long, healthy life, and may they attain to the final liberation of Nibbana. Say 3 times sadhu. And all the power of these meritorial deeds we have done, listening to the Dhamma and changing your life according to the Dhamma, and for me actually preaching the Dhamma. All these things are meritorial deeds what we can do in our life by the power of these merits. May be we well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to us. May no difficulties come to us. May no problems come to us. May we always have patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems and the failures in our life. May we will find the final liberation of Nibbana by the power of all these meritorial deeds. Say 3 times sadhu. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbirogo vinassetu mati bhavat tantarayo sukhi digayo ko bhave bhavetu sabbe mangalam rakkantu sabbe devata sabbe buddhanu භාවීනේ සදා සුත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවෙතු සම්බේ මංගලම් රක්ඛන්තු සම්බේ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මානු භාවීනේ සදා සුත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවෙතු සම්බේ මංගලම් රක්ඛන්තු සම්බේ දේවතා සම්බ සංඝානු භාවීනේ සදා සුත්ති භවන්තු තේ. May the triple them always bless you. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.